Hi guys, it's your girl Ivy Collins, and today we are going to be sharing tutorial about how to make these beautiful petals that you're seeing on your screen with lace fabric. Okay, so for this tutorial, I'll be using this pretty fabric and I'll be needing this wire gauze. You can get it in the market, then this cutter. Then for this, I'll be using this for the smaller circle, and that's what I'll use to measure it out. And for the bigger circle, I'll use this to measure it out. Just keep watching. After you cut your wire gauze into the measurements that you'll be needing, you can actually stretch it out so it will be easy for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is to arrange my fabric the way it will be flat, like I'll fold it into two. Then the next thing is to place those plastics that we'll be using to trace out our circle on the fabric. Trace the shape around with a pen or a marker, but I prefer using a pen because it will make it neater. It will not now stain the fabric. After marking it round, the next thing is just to cut it off. In this case, I use the bigger circle at where I can. Then those places that the bigger circles can't enter, I now use the smaller plastic to trace out the circle shape. So after that, I'll just go ahead and cut them off. So we are done with this, and this is what it looks like. Both the small and the big one, I'll do the same thing to the both of them, which is folding it into two like this and cutting it in between. This is the side we're sewing on the sewing machine, and this is what it will look like. So I'll just go ahead and cut the rest the same way. So let's do this. We are going to place the right side to face the other right side of the fabric on each other like this. On the sewing machine, you are going to sew the curved part 2 times, leaving a tiny space between the two lines. You might be wondering what I'm doing. I'm actually applying machine oil on my needle because this fabric has gum under the shiny thing, those shiny things on the fabric. So it's actually cutting my thread. So, but with the help of the oil, it will not cut it again. Some people use pepper underneath, but that is actually stressful. Oil is better. So this is my secret I actually shared with you guys right now. I'll just go ahead and do the same for the other fabrics. So I'm done with the bigger circles. I'll just go ahead and do the same for the smaller circle. The only difference is that in this smaller circle, I will sew at the wrong side once, then turn over to the right side and sew it once. This is because our small circle is actually really small. I didn't know that it's going to be this small. If not, I would have used a circle that is a little bit bigger than this to cut it. While doing yours, you can actually do whatever works for you, whatever you prefer, depending on the size of your circle. If it's big enough, just do it the normal way we did the first one. But if it's really small, you might consider doing it this way that I'm gonna do this one right now. You see that it's actually very small, so I'm just going to sew in front like this, and then when I'll be putting my wire gauze, I'll now put it from the inside, which will now make it still okay, not like it will not be too small. So I'll go ahead and repeat the same process for the rest of the small circles. And finally, we are done. So I'm just going to show you guys how to put this. I've already done this one, so I'll just show you guys with another one on how to put in the wire gauze. So when you look closer, you see, I don't know if you guys can see it, you see two lines that I saw. In between the two lines, I'm going to put this wire gauze. What you will just do is to collect the wire gauze, measure the roundness of the fabric that you just sewed, and then cut off the shape that you need, just like this, from the beginning to the end of the sewing. Then you cut it off. I've already cut some of the ones that I'll be using, so I'm just doing this to show you guys how to cut it off. It's usually hard, but you just have to try. It's iron, like iron, cutting iron, but you just have to do it. Then you can stretch it so it can actually help you, like the roundness of the wire gauze will not distract you or disturb you while you are putting it inside the fabric. So I'm just going to go ahead and place it at the beginning and put it through the two lines, that's like in between the two lines that I made. This is not actually so easy, but just calm down and do it. It's going to actually go through and come out at the edge. Then you flip it over to the front part. Once you're done with this step, just go ahead and flip it over, and this is what it's going to look like. Then bring it down together like this, then grab your needle and thread and sew it through like this, just to get those excess, like the straight edge together. This is what will form those leafy looking petals, those lines that brings out the beauty of these petals. This is what it looks like. Isn't it beautiful? So beautiful. So we're just going to go ahead and tie this, cut it off, and repeat the same process for the rest of the sewn fabrics. So this is the last of the bigger ones, and this is what it looks like. By the time you bring it together, this is what it will give you. Wow, this is fine. So I'll just go ahead and do the same for the smaller ones. The only difference is that I'll be using this fishing line. This fishing line I'm using is actually the thickest one. You can use it for the smaller one, but I won't encourage using it for the bigger one, because the bigger one can actually be bending front and back. But for this small one, because it's very small, even if it can't even bend to start with, it can't even bend, and it will still serve the purpose that it's meant for. Working with the wire gauze is hard to pass through the fabric, so this is actually what it's going to look like. So I'll just go ahead and repeat the same for the remaining ones. I just have 3 pieces of these small ones, so I'll just go ahead and put in my fishing line. So you want to go ahead and bring these 3 small petals together, or you can join it to the big one. Anyhow you want to work with it, you can just flex with it and do whatever you like that gives you whatever pattern or design you have at heart. So in this one, I'm just going to do the small ones together like this and the bigger ones together. This is what it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and do the same with the big ones. So we're done. I'm just going to go ahead and take this to the pressing iron and iron it, and voila, this is what it looks like after we are done ironing. Isn't it amazing? Beautiful. Just go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and why not turn on your notification bells to know when I drop new videos on my channel. Watch this video you are seeing on the screen, you'll enjoy it.